Thank you, everybody, for your patience. We'll go ahead and begin the first portion of our press conference here today from Okinawa, Japan. Final score, Slovenia 91, Australia 80. We're joined by Australia head coach Brian Goorjian and Josh Giddey. And before we open up for questions on the floor, Coach Goorjian and Josh, we'd like to hear an opening statement about this contest and your impressions. Josh, if we can first hear from you.
Yeah, obviously disappointing. We knew, coming into this that it was a do-or-die match, and we had to, win to keep our, chances alive of winning a medal. And as I said earlier in the tournament, these slow starts against good teams against good teams like this, like Germany. It's hard to come back and win. And we were playing from behind all night, trying to dig ourselves out of a hole that felt like it kept getting deeper and deeper. And every time we made a run, it was just hard to sustain. And there's obviously a lot of emotion. That this is the end of our tournament and we can't progress any further. But it's disappointing. And that's it.
Thank you, Josh. And Coach Goorjian?
Well, the game plan after what Schroeder did, controlling the tempo, playing a low possession game. I thought the game plan of getting the ball out of Luka's hand, doubling him on balls and then hitting him when he was isolated as a change was really effective. And what we talked about was the key to this thing is the other players and rebounding when we're flying around like that. And we struggled on the glass when we got back into the game each time, and the other players beating our guys off the dribble one-on-one. Just that side of it, you're rolling the dice. Are we good enough to get that side of it done if we do that with Luka? And that was the gamble, and we got hurt on that end of it. And then offensively, for us, we play at pace, and when we move the ball and dribble it less, we're a really good team. And tonight, again, the offensive end, we got the pace going, we got the possessions going, but there was too much bounce. So, when you get in a game like this and there's a lot of pressure, who you are comes out, and we're a step off it right now.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go ahead and open up for questions from the floor. Just raise your hand and we'll have a microphone come to you. And please introduce yourself and your affiliation. Thank you.
Hi, Andrej Milkovic, Equipa Slovenia. Question for both, please. Did you consider Luka's foul trouble too big of a victory for you during the game, especially the fourth foul, which came really early by a really experienced move by Patty Mills?
Well, I thought, again, the whole Luka situation, I was pleased with tonight. He's a tremendous player. When he got in foul trouble, obviously that's to our advantage. We wanted to get to him in any way we could legally, and I thought we did that. When he was in foul trouble, I thought that played to our advantage. But again, and we talked about this, and the key to the game tonight was all the other guys. Toby on the glass, all their perimeter players hitting big threes, dribble penetration by and ball movement. And even the start of the fourth quarter, when he sat, they went on a 15-4 run. So the point you're making was the key to the game. When we got Luka in foul trouble, or when we took him out of the game, the rest of the team really hurt us.
Next question. Front row here. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, from Josh.
What was the question, sorry?
Did you consider Luka's foul trouble too big of a victory? You relaxed too much after he was?
A little bit. Obviously, he's their main guy, and it helps having him off the floor. But I don't think our guys worried about it too much. We tried to put him in some action, not because of the fouls, but just that was part of the game plan. And obviously, Patty made a smart play to get him that fourth. But credit to him, he didn't foul again after that. But obviously they're better with him on the floor, so they kept him out there for a good part of that second half. But that didn't really have too much of an outcome on the game. I think there's a lot of other stuff that we could have controlled, and we just had to have been better.
Here in the front row.
Gorge, Matt Logue at News. The slow starts, it was something that's been a trend for a while. What can you can you put your finger on anything on why it keeps happening? Like obviously the preparation and the training you've always said has been, you know, really strong. Yeah, why has that been a trend?
I can't. I just thought, you know, like right from the tip, Luka, the whole focus is Luka, and he gets a layup on the jump ball, and then the next possession they throw it to him in the block, and we were supposed to bring the double, and we didn't, and we fouled. It's like you got to play through some mistakes before it clicks in. And tonight, I thought that was a big emotional thing for Josh Green. You know, you're all excited about this deal, and he's already got 5 points before you even blink because the game plan wasn't tight. So we changed the lineups, rotated bodies. I can't put a finger on that. I really can't.
Obviously it's early on, but with Josh coming in and Josh Giddey and other young guys, pieces coming in and the team, you know, changing of the guard, how do you view this tournament in terms of its success? And because there wasn't always going to be an element of it taking time with the new pieces coming in.
Well, I mean, we're the medal ranking teams in this, and I think Slovenia's that which we played, and Germany's that which we played. They could get a gold medal, silver medal, bronze. They're of that, and we are a step off that right now. We were right there with Germany, and I thought going into the fourth tonight, as bad as we played and as shaky as we were offensively, it was 66-62. So, you know, it starts now, preparation for the Olympics. But this, you know, learned a lot, and I think we're in the process of change in style of play, both offensively and defensively. And we're all disappointed, but I'm excited about where this thing can go, and definitely a clearer picture after playing this tournament.
2 more questions. Up here in the front is one.
Jacob Dool, the Pick and Roll Australia. Gord, you spoke a little bit in your summary about the offense and how there was too much dribbling and the ball wasn't moving. Is there anything in particular, I guess, either that you saw from Slovenia defensively or that your guys weren't doing that led to that and made that happen?
No, I just thought, like we said in the first half, I thought we got in way too deep and took a lot of funny 2-point flips instead of in the last game against Japan. We stopped in there and punched that ball out to the second side. If we didn't have anything, then we'd come back middle pick and roll. And tonight we just took, I thought, a lot of unbalanced twos. Our spacing wasn't great, and we probably took that extra bounce or extra 2 bounces. And maybe, you know, everybody knew the importance of this. We've got a lot of great players, and maybe individually trying to do a little too much. But yeah, the offense was frustrating. I'm sure from a coaching standpoint, but also when they were out there, you could see some frustration that the ball wasn't moving.
And the last question here in the back.
Gorge, Olganology, SBN Australia. How seriously do you treat the result of this tournament in the sense of, is there a sense that you want to fully and full-throatedly lean into the young guys who emerged in this tournament, and perhaps that changing of the guard could be a bit more intense and quicker than perhaps you thought it'd be?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's the youth of this thing is for real, and we're changing styles of play. And again, we've made some move coming into this, you know, the Delhi, the Baines, and I really like Daniels. I think that's another piece to add to that. You got Jock Landell to add to this, clearer with all of that, you know, and some big decisions are ahead. But again, I like what's in front of me.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. That will go ahead and conclude this press conference. Coach Gorgon and Josh, good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Welcome back inside Okinawa Arena for the second portion of our press conference. We're now joined by Team Slovenia. Final score, Slovenia 91, Australia 80. We have head coach Alexander Sekulic and number 77, Luka Doncic, with us here. Before we open up to the floor for questions, we want to go ahead and get an opening comment and statement about the game. Luka, can we start with you?
Yes. It was a very hard game. Australia had to win no matter what. We went to the game like we had to win no matter what. They have a great team, great players, but I'm really proud how we played today. Everybody together, and we just stayed together no matter what.
Thank you. And Coach Sekulic?
Yeah, it was excellent game. I really enjoyed the game. It was fun to watch the guys on the court. Just before the game, when we were preparing for the game, I was just. It wasn't easy for me to digest all these players they have. They have a really great team. The size, the athleticism they have. So, and the way we dominated the game, these guys, they deserve credit. Our guys really deserve credit. How we dominated the game, even though Australia, sometimes they look scary. So first, this big credit to the players, and second of all, I think some of the guys from Australia also played an amazing game tonight, especially Josh Giddey. He was almost unstoppable, and that's why I think that what they did tonight was just a great game, great teamwork.
Thank you, Coach. We're going to go ahead and start with English first. We'll go up here in the front, and then second over here, 3 over there.
Luka, Australia frequently double-teamed you in the post and blitzed you in pick and rolls. What did you see in how the team handled those situations?
I don't think it was occasionally. I think it was every possession. I had 2 guys on me every possession. But I think that's great. That's how we got all the open looks. And like I said, we stayed together. Honestly, I think we missed a lot of open shots, but we shared the ball. It was amazing to watch. So I'm really proud of this team.
Over here.
Edvinas Jablonskis, Basket News. I have one question for Luka and one for Coach. So, Luka, in this tournament, we saw some crazy results, like France being eliminated, then Serbia lost today, Spain lost against Latvia. So, knowing all those circumstances, which teams would you say are the favorites in this tournament, and do you consider yourselves as favorites to win?
I don't know who's favorite. Probably USA or Canada. But we go game by game. I can assure you, I don't know where we're gonna land, but at the end, we're gonna give our everything every game. Like you saw today, it was a really important game for us, and we gave our everything. And like I said, 2 games ago, we gave everybody that went on the floor gave 100%. So that's why we won this game.
And Coach, today there were some calls that didn't go your way, and in the past it seemed that your team lost the heads during the game, but today it didn't bother you as a team, and it seemed that you managed to get back into the game. So how happy and proud that makes you feel?
You gave me a question and you answered it at the same time. Sometimes it's hard, but when you think that something's going against you, and but not always you're right, So we had to find the balance, not to think about bad calls, if we consider bad calls, and we just want to play through it, because things that we can affect, we try to focus on these things, and everything else, it's beyond us. And the main thing is that we stayed calm, and that was one of the key points we had before the game.
Over here in the red shirt.
Hello, Andrei Milkovic, equipa. Congratulations to both of you. Luka, What were your thoughts when you entered foul trouble with all the calls being made against you? And did you have the belief, the trust in your teammates to pull through and to kind of welcome you back on court still with in winning situation?
Yes, I trust my teammates. You know, I got 3 fouls, 8 minutes to go in the second quarter, which the first time I see the technical called when you shoot the ball. I think once every game one player does it. The other referee told me it's the first time he saw that, so I don't really understand. But I trust my teammates. Like I said, they were double teaming me every possession, and everybody made the right play. So we stayed together, and we're a great team, I think.
Back-to-back block and steal with 4 fouls, something to add to your CV. How did you see it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was pretty cool now. The 2-on-1 situation with the steal and then the block. It was a big moment, I think, and then we just scored 2 more baskets, so it was a big moment in the game.
Alex Karagin, Godball Media. Luka, congratulations. How did you come up with the idea to make a documentary about national team, and how difficult was it?
It wasn't difficult. The cameras are there to film, so we just do the same thing every day. But it was just to promote my country, because and promote the players. So it was a great idea, and I think people enjoy it.
And what does the coach thinks about it?
Ask him, no?
Yes, I'm asking him.
I can say the same thing, just what Luka said. I'm not bothered by them. I think it's a great idea. To be honest, I'm really proud to be part of this team, to be coach of the national team of your country. We're having Luka on the team. I mean, a lot of things are that I can be proud of, and that's why I'm not bothered with these cameras at all.
Thanks.
We'll have our last question in English here in the front row, and then we'll switch to Slovenian only for Luka. Coach will make himself available following.
Luka, your next matchup is against Germany. What are your early impressions of them as a team?
A great team. They won 4 like we did. They have a great team every year. They have an amazing team. Obviously, the head is Dennis Schroeder. He's an amazing player. So we're gonna join tonight. Sleep. Don't think about the game. But tomorrow we'll prepare more.
Thank you. Maja Hrvatina, RTV Slovenija. Luka, čestitke za četrtfinale. Mene pa zanima, če lahko prosim kot kapetan povzamete, kako je vaša ekipa danes stopila skupaj, kako ste vi zlasti iz klopi videli, kako deluje ekipa na igrišču.
Neverjetno. Kot sem rekel, stali smo skupaj, glede na te odločitve, ki so bile res tako vprašljive, smo vseeno stali skupaj, vsak igralec dal vse od sebe. In res, lahko vam zagotovim, da bo vsako tekmo, bo vsak dal vse od sebe, zato toliko spoštujem to našo ekipo.
Here in the second row.
Luka, živijo, čestitke obema za četrtfinale. Luka, omenili smo te tvoje težave z osebnimi napakami danes. Igralci so pa rekli, da si jih vseeno miril na klopi, da si jih spodbujal ves čas. Je bilo težko stati miren, ko pač ne moreš na parket?
Ja, to je težko res. Sploh za mene, smer, ko ne igram, to je res težko. Ampak to je pa zaupanje, od te igralce, v naše igralce, vseh 12, ki je igral, dobro, 11, Blaža ni še, ampak to je zaupanje, ki ga imamo vsi skupaj, vseh 12 igralcev, plus štab in vsi, ampak tako, kar vidite, je težko ostati miren, ampak je treba.
Question over here.
Lepo zdrav, čestitke tudi z moje strani. Ko govorimo o tej mirnosti, Luka, veliko prijateljskih tekem pripravljalnih ste kar visoko zgubili in v bistvu ste delovali zelo mirno takrat. Lahko pojasnite, kje je prišlo tukaj do tega klika, kakšna je bila tukaj tudi vaša konkretna vloga?
Mislim, da pripravljalne tekme so tudi tako, bi rekel, včasih ne daš vse od sebe, včasih nisi glih toliko motiviran, ko si na takih tekmah. Ampak mi smo trenirali dobro smo se imeli, kemija je bila, tako da od neja smo jeli, da bomo mogli skupaj držati, če ste v turnir, tako da zdaj smo prišli v četrtfinale, tako da imamo še dolgo pot.
And our last question here.
Klemen Verlič, Sport TV. Veliko se je govoril pred tekmo o tisti tekmi za bronasto kolajno. Se vam zdi, da ste zdaj z današnjo zmago se odkupali Avstralcem?
Mislim, ne vem, takrat bi bila medalja, ne, tako da res ne vem. Tako da upamo, da bo zdaj medalja, zdaj smo, kot sem rekel, v četrtfinalu. Še dolga pot nas čaka, veliko dobrih ekip naproti, tako da gremo naprej, tekmo po tekmo.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. That will conclude the press conference for this evening. And Coach Sekulic and Luka, good luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.